as we are live here, as we are recording this, I say that because we're going to clip this for YouTube tomorrow. The Senate is set to vote on the debt ceiling deal tonight, which is June 1st, that the House passed last night, and it is expected that the bill will pass quite easily. But there were some defectors in the House, some on the Democratic side, more on the Republican side. But here is a really astounding piece of video. So this is Khanna on MSNBC. When asked, are you a yes or a no? Because obviously the Republican Party had its Freedom Caucus members who were saying that they weren't going to vote for the debt ceiling deal because it wasn't far enough right for them. And then there was the expectation that a lot of progressives in the House would object to it because it wasn't far enough left for their taste. And so they asked Khanna if he was going to be voting yes or no, and you gotta see this answer. This is one of the most amazing answers I've ever seen a politician give to a question like this.
Let's get right to it. Are you a yes or no on this deal?
Peter, I'm a no, but I have full confidence that the deal will pass. Many House progressives have said if they need our vote, we'll be there. But we just can't, in good conscience, vote for a process that ran roughshod over the Constitution.
I don't think he knows what conscience
And that's going to
means.
leave a lot of vulnerable people without food assistance and leave a lot of student loan holders without relief.
Okay, hold on. Let's just recap what we just heard there.
Right.
I'm a no, but I've told the president that if they need us to vote yes, we will be there. Meaning, if Biden needs us to vote yes, if he doesn't have enough votes to pass it without our support, we will vote yes. But we can't, in good conscience, vote yes now because it screws over the hungry and the student debtors and the vulnerable. So I'm a no, but I'm a yes if he needs me. But in good conscience, I have to remain a no because it screws people over. What he's literally saying there is that he is voting no to virtue signal to his progressive base that he opposes the bill in principle. But he's saying on television that I am only voting no because my no vote is of no consequence. He is literally saying that if it actually meant something, if my vote actually mattered, I would betray my quote-unquote good conscience and vote yes. How could you admit that on television? How could you say that on TV? It's amazing. It's amazing. I've never seen that before. I've never seen a politician just do that as brazenly as he just did there.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have a legitimate press corps, right? Like if you knew there was a press corps that would rip you a new asshole for saying something so obviously ridiculous, you might not say it.
Right.
But who's going to say anything? This is how absurd our entire political system is at this point, that is not a nonsense thing to say. Well, yes, I'm against it, but if the president needs me to be, I'll be for it. And that's an intelligible statement.
Right. I mean, just incredible. Absolutely incredible. He goes on.
So let's break it down then. The budget director, Shalonda Young, said this is a compromise, a bipartisan effort, that not everyone's going to get everything that they want here. In your view, did the White House give too much away?
No, Peter, the president did the best he could under a hostage situation.
Okay, so now you're saying he did the best he could. So if you're saying, well, I would vote for it if I had to, and did the president give too much? Well, no, he did the best he could. Then why aren't you a yes? You're saying you're a yes. That's what you're saying here. You're saying you actually are a yes on the bill. You're only voting no as a symbolic gesture to maintain some sort of progressive bona fides with people who don't hear the whole sentence. Like anybody who hears what you're saying right now understands that you would throw them under the bus if you had to.
And your president threw you under the bus because he wanted to.
Right. Yeah. And that's the second part of this.
Joe Biden has always wanted to cut social spending. He's always been this guy. And, it doesn't help that the guy interviewing him looks like a bad pixelated anchor man from an Atari game from the 80s. I don't know where they dug this guy up. Like to have less character and personality, you'd have to be generated by Chat GPT. Like, he doesn't even seem like a fucking human being. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why he has no fear of saying something like this. It's like the Lego movie that he's in right now. Like, look at the guy he's talking to. He's like an anchor man in the Lego movie.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's just an amazing thing. Let's hear him keep going.
And he and his team deserve a lot of credit. It could have been a lot worse. They have a deal that's better, frankly, than the deal that was 10 years ago. But the point is that they've increased defense spending because of the Republican extremism while cutting aid to the most vulnerable, while having student loan recipients not get continued relief, while having the Mountain View fossil fuel pipeline made permanent. That's just not something that most of us can get behind.
Except it is something you could get behind if you had to. I mean, that's what you said. You said it's not something we could get behind in theory, but if push came to shove and Joe Biden needed our votes, if it was going to be close, then yeah, we would fall in line. Right? So, like, what does any of that mean, given your admission that you would basically throw all of what you just said out the window and vote yes if it were close? Bernie Sanders came out yesterday and said, I, in good conscience, cannot vote for the bill. And I tweeted out, this is how I know it will pass. Because if he is allowed to vote no, that means it's going to pass. That means they don't need his vote. Right. So, if Bernie's allowed to come out and vote no, that means they have the votes. His vote's not going to mean anything. This is a done deal. I knew it. And it looks like I'm going to be right.
Yeah, no, they've been playing that shell game for a very, very, very long time. You got a certain number of Democrats who are allowed to defect, or you have Democrats who have to be the no vote to make sure it doesn't pass. I mean, they just play this game with their voters, and then next election cycle, it was the Republicans. You have to vote harder. We need the Democratic majority. Hey, listen, jackasses. Obama had a fucking supermajority. They could have literally written a bill that said, not only are we giving universal health care to our people, we're giving universal health care to any intelligent life that may land on the planet. They could have done anything.
Including getting rid of this debt ceiling bullshit.
They could have done that. They could have codified Roe v. Wade. They could have codified, but then they wouldn't have been able to fundraise off of it. Okay, so this is, it's, people who say not believing in this system is nihilism. I think believing in it is nihilism. That's the nihilism. We're trying to figure out a way forward. This is not a way forward. Listen to what he just said. I'm against it unless the president needs me to be for it. I have a dream. Unless I don't.
Yeah, right. Unless I don't have a dream. Yeah.
Please clap.